They called humans brainless brutes, monsters who can only fight, animals with no mind. But when a single human stood in their court, he asked them a question so simple, so terrifying. Then why are you afraid of us?
What?
Aliens went silent, eyes wide, hearts frozen, because what they feared was never our strength. It was something much, much darker. The screen turns black. A low rumbling sound shakes the speakers. A deep voice whispers, "Humans are monsters." The words flash across the screen. Red letters on black. Then, the sound of a heartbeat begins. Boom, boom. A single question appears. Then why are you afraid of them suddenly? Images flicker, aliens running, screaming, humans standing tall, unbroken. This is not just a war. This is a challenge, a fight for respect, a battle to prove who truly deserves to rule the stars. And only one man can give them the answer. Darkness hangs heavy over a giant courtroom. Ceiling rises high like the inside of a mountain. Tall stone pillars glow with cold blue light. Strange symbols dance across the walls. Hundreds of aliens gather in rows of curved seats. Their eyes shimmer like insects. Their skin glows green, purple, silver. Their bodies shift and squirm. At the center of the room, a circle of light shines on a raised platform. Standing alone in that light is a single human. Marcus, a soldier from Earth. Tall, strong. His face marked with scars of many battles. He does not look afraid. But his eyes are like burning coals. He watches. He waits. Listens. All around him, giant screens light up. They show videos, humans fighting animals, men and women with spears and clubs, hunting in forests, blood on their hands. Wild roars echoing through dark jungles. Aliens hiss. Some laugh with sharp clicking sounds. Some pound their seats with thin, bony fists. A thick silence falls. Then, a tall alien in gold armor rises. His head shaped like a snake, eyes narrow and black. He spreads his forearms wide. "Look," he says, voice booming through the hall. "These humans are brainless. Brutes. They fight like beasts. They roar like animals. They are too savage, too wild, too stupid to share the stars with us." The crowd erupts. Aliens cheer. Some hiss again. Others throw insults at Marcus. Beast, animal, dumb creature, but Marcus does not move. He stands like a statue, eyes cold, breathing slow, his heart steady. The alien leader's eyes narrow further. He steps closer. So close Marcus can smell his sour breath. He points a long clawed finger. "Why do you not speak, human?" he growls. "Are you too stupid or too afraid to defend your own kind?" Marcus's lips twitch. For a moment, it almost looks like a smile. But it's not a happy smile. It's something darker, sharper, a hint of a wolf. He scans the rows of aliens, their eyes full of hate or fear or hunger for blood. But Marcus stays silent. He knows words are cheap. He knows showing fear would feed them. So he chooses silence. A silence that grows heavier, stronger, suffocating the laughter. One by one, the aliens go quiet. Marcus remembers his training, remembers his friends who died in burning ships, remembers his family who starved during the long war. He remembers Earth's skies dark with alien bombers. Each memory burns inside him. Each loss sharpens his will. He clenches his fists so tight, his knuckles turn white. But he shows nothing. It's only calm rage. Only the eyes of a man who will not kneel. The alien leader snarls. He slams his claws on a table of black stone. Sparks fly. The room shakes. "Human," he roars, "confess your nature. Admit you are no better than wild beasts." Marcus raises his head. His eyes lock with the leader's cold gaze. The air crackles between them. like lightning before a storm. But still, he says nothing. Not a word. A low hum starts in the crowd. Aliens shift uncomfortably. Some look away from Marcus's, stare. Others shiver as if feeling cold. Because in Marcus's silence, they hear something. Something they don't understand. Something they don't want to face. A question grows in their minds. If humans are so stupid, so weak, so savage, then why does this one human look stronger, more fearless, more dangerous than all of them combined? Marcus stands alone, in a room full of enemies, but in his silence, he holds power. Power that words cannot match, and deep down, the aliens begin to wonder if they have made a terrible mistake, because Marcus is not just a man. He is the storm they thought could never come, and they are not ready for what he's about to unleash. The giant alien courtroom hangs in silence. No one dares speak. No one even breathes too loud. Marcus stands tall, eyes fixed on the alien leader. His face shows calm, but inside him, a storm is raging. He remembers flashes of burning cities, the cries of humans hiding underground, the smell of smoke and blood. He remembers seeing his best friend, lying cold on a metal floor, eyes staring into nothing. A hole in his chest from an alien's plasma gun. Remembers the nights he spent, hiding in broken buildings, listening to alien soldiers laugh as they hunted humans like animals. Each memory is a knife, cutting deeper into his mind. But instead of breaking him, each cut makes him stronger, harder, more dangerous. His eyes move across the crowd, aliens smirking, aliens whispering, aliens who think humans are weak. But Marcus knows the truth. Humans don't break. They bend, they survive, they adapt. He clenches his fists again. The muscles in his arms tense like coiled steel. Silence grows thicker. Some aliens shift in their seats. Others glance nervously at each other. One alien in the back hisses. He's just a beast pretending to be calm. Another whispers, "Then why do I feel afraid?" The alien leader slams his claws on the table again. Sparks fly. "Enough," he roars. His voice shakes the walls. "Show your fear, human. Beg for your life. Prove you are nothing but an animal." Marcus does not move, does not blink. His eyes burn with cold fire. His voice comes, slow, deep, sharp, like a blade. "You want fear?" he says quietly. His words cut the silence like thunder. "Then look into my eyes." He takes one step forward. The ground echoes with the sound of his boot. Another step. Another echo. He stops inches from the alien leader. Their faces almost touching. He leans in. So close the alien can feel his warm breath. "Do you see fear? Or do you see rage?" Marcus whispers. The alien leader's eyes widen. For the first time, he looks uncertain. In Marcus's eyes, he sees something worse than mindless anger. He sees purpose. He sees intelligence. He sees a mind planning, watching, judging. Marcus's memories keep flashing. His squad fighting alien soldiers in narrow halls. Humans crawling through air vents with knives in their teeth. Mothers holding their children tight as bombs fell. Old men dying with weapons in hand, refusing to surrender. Each memory fills Marcus with fire. He lets that fire show in his eyes. He wants them to feel it, to taste it, to know it cannot be tamed. He remembers his commanders' words. "Never show weakness. Your silence is stronger than any roar. Make them fear what you don't say." Marcus straightens up. He looks past the alien leader. To the rows of aliens sitting in the dark, he sweeps his gaze across them, slowly, deliberately. Each alien he looks at feels a chill crawl down their spine. A tiny voice in their mind whispers, "He sees you, he knows you, he will remember you." The alien leader tries to laugh, but the sound is dry, empty, like a dying creature gasping for air. He points a shaking claw at Marcus. "You think silence makes you strong?" he says, voice cracking. "You think quiet eyes can defeat armies?" Marcus tilts his head slightly. Small, cruel smile flickers on his lips. Then he turns his back on the alien leader, slowly, calmly, as if he does not fear a single soul in the room. The aliens gasp. Some stand up in shock. Others clutch the edges of their seats. No one dares move against him, because Marcus has done what words could never do. He has shown them that humans are not brutes without minds. They are storms waiting in silence. They are wolves behind calm eyes. They are nightmares that walk on two legs. As Marcus stands with his back to the alien leader, he waits, listening for the sound of a weapon. A shout, a scream. But all he hears is fear, pure, cold fear, and he knows. This is just the beginning, because the real question has yet to come. The question that will break them all. The alien courtroom is quiet again, too quiet. The kind of silence that feels unnatural, like the air itself is scared to move. Marcus still stands at the center, back turned to the alien leader, head slightly down, arms relaxed. But ready, he knows exactly what he's doing. They don't know how to handle it. One alien judge leans forward. Her voice is soft, nervous, human. Why don't you answer our charges? Marcus doesn't turn around. But he speaks, and his voice is calm. To calm, I am answering, he says. The aliens look at each other, confused. Murmurs fill the chamber. Another judge growls, "You mock this court." Marcus slowly turns. His boots echo again with each step. He faces them all now, hundreds of aliens, staring, waiting, and then he lifts his eyes. And everything changes. Eyes are not just full of anger, not just pain, but control. It's a kind of control that frightens even killers. It's a kind that says, I've already won. You just don't know it yet. He speaks again, this time louder. Voice slices through the heavy air. Say humans are brainless, savages, beasts. He pauses, looks at their faces. Then tell me. He leans forward, just slightly. His tone turns sharp, like steel drawn in the dark. If we're so dumb, so weak, so wild, then why? Are you afraid of us? The question hangs in the air. No one answers. They can't. No. The room goes completely still. Even the blinking lights above seem to freeze. One alien gulps loudly. Another shifts uncomfortably in his seat. Marcus sees it. The fear, the hesitation, the quiet panic, because his question is not just words, it's a mirror. A mirror held up to their cowardice, their cruelty, their guilt. The alien leader hisses, "No one here fears you, human." Marcus steps forward, slowly, one step at a time, like a predator circling. Prey. Oh, really? He says softly. Then why? Did your soldiers burn our cities from orbit instead of fighting us face to face? He takes another step. Why did your warships target our water, our food, our hospitals? Another step. Why did your commanders say, "Don't let them get close"? He stops, now standing just beneath the judge's platform. Why, Marcus says, his voice cold and sharp. Do your soldiers still wake up screaming from nightmares of humans running at them with nothing but a knife and a smile? The alien judge's jaw tightens. He looks away. His hands grip the edge of the desk, claws shaking slightly. A younger alien near the back whispers, "He knows." Another says, "He's seen things we can't explain." Marcus turns his head just enough to glance across the rows of watchers. And when he speaks again, he speaks slowly, so every word cuts deep. You call us animals. You fear us more than any beast. You mock our minds, but we've learned your weapons. Faster than you thought possible. You call us simple, but in every battle, you were the ones who ran first. A long, heavy silence follows, one that feels like the calm right before lightning hits. Then, from somewhere in the crowd, the alien finally breaks, stands up, shaking, eyes wide with fear. It's not just him. The alien shouts. They're all like this. Every human we captured fought like a demon. Even the children bit our soldiers. Gasps spread through the room. Another alien rises. I saw one pull a grenade pin with his teeth, just to take 5 of us down with him. The courtroom is breaking. The illusion is shattering. Marcus says nothing now, just stands still, watching them unravel. The alien leader slams the platform again. Silence. This is a trial, not a circus. But his voice no longer carries power. It sounds weak. Afraid. Because the question Marcus asked still hangs in the air. Why are you afraid? And the truth is, they all know the answer, but none of them have the courage to say it. Marcus lowers his head slightly and smiles again. That same quiet smile. The one that doesn't come from joy, but from knowing. Knowing that fear is already working its way through them. It's like poison in the blood. And this was only his first question. The room was shaking, not from movement, but from fear. Marcus had spoken only one question, and the aliens were already cracking. Now he stood still, like a loaded weapon waiting to fire. The alien leader tried to look calm, but his hands were shaking behind the podium. His claws tapped nervously on the table. Click, click, click. We are not afraid of you, he said again. Too forced. Marcus tilted his head. His eyes narrowed. Then prove it, he said. The room fell silent again. Marcus turned, pointed to something near the edge of the courtroom. A massive alien weapon, resting inside a locked metal case, shaped like a cannon, thick, heavy, and glowing with blue light. 2 alien guards stood beside it. Each one was over 8 feet tall, built like machines, their skin covered in metal plates. Marcus walked toward the weapon slowly. No one stopped him. No one dared. He stopped in front of it. The guards stared him down. One of them spoke. This weapon is not for humans, he said. No Earth soldier has been able to lift it. Marcus looked up at him, then down at the weapon. Without a word, he reached forward and grabbed the thick steel handle. The guards laughed. The crowd chuckled. The alien leader leaned forward, smiling again. Go ahead. Show us your strength. But then, the steel creaked. Marcus's arms flexed, his muscles like steel cables pulled tight. His teeth clenched. His eyes locked onto the weapon. Then he lifted it. Not slowly, not with struggle. He pulled it up like it weighed nothing, like it was part of him. The guards' smiles dropped. The courtroom gasped. One alien screamed. Marcus turned.
Ah!
Holding the weapon in one hand, the blue light glowing brighter now, pulsing in rhythm with his heartbeat. He looked at the alien leader, then at the judges, then at the crowd. Still think we're weak? He said. No one answered. He took 2 steps forward, threw the weapon. It spun through the air, a blur of metal and light, and smashed into the far wall. The impact sent shockwaves through the chamber. The wall cracked. Sparks flew. Sirens started blinking red. Smoke rose from the impact point. Pieces of metal rained down like snow. No one moved. Even the guards. Marcus looked at the alien leader again. His voice was cold, dead calm. You say humans are just muscle. It's just rage. No mind. He took a step forward, then ask yourself, why I didn't throw it at you. The alien leader froze. His throat twitched. His eyes blinked rapidly, because that was the scariest part. Marcus could have killed him. Right there. Right then. But he didn't. That meant Marcus wasn't just strong. He was in control. And that scared them more than any weapon. One alien whispered to another, if one human can do this, what about the rest? Another replied, no. This one's different. This one is a message. The alien judge tried to speak again, but her voice cracked. What do you want from us, human? Marcus looked at her, his eyes full of heat, but not chaos. Purpose. Purpose. I want you to stop pretending, he said. Stop acting like we're animals when the truth is. Stepped closer. You're terrified of what we're becoming. The judge looked away. Even the guards backed up a step, because Marcus had changed the room. Not just by lifting the weapon, not just by throwing it, but by showing restraint, by showing choice. He didn't lose control, never lost control. And now, the aliens were starting to understand something they didn't want to admit. Humans weren't wild beasts. They were wolves. Wolves pretending to be calm. Until the moment they strike. Marcus stood in the center once more, surrounded by silence, by fear, by shifting eyes and shaking hands. Out in deep. In their minds, the aliens were starting to whisper a new question. What happens if the rest of them are just like him? The weapon was still buried in the wall. Smoke still floated in the air. But Marcus had already stepped back into silence. He stood tall, calm again, like nothing had happened. But everything had changed. The courtroom was no longer a place of judgment. It had become a warning that spread fast. Hours later, on board the alien warship Zorval, orbiting a moon near Earth, Captain Zellick received a message. The screen flickered. Shaky alien voice came through. The human lifted the cannon. He didn't use it, but he could have. Zellick's eyes widened. That weapon was designed for Grak troopers, each over 800 pounds. Marcus lifted it with one hand. The captain slowly turned to his second officer. "Cancel the patrol over Sector 9, he said. "Keep the ship at a safe orbit. Away from human radar." "But sir," the officer replied, "we're supposed to monitor their defense lines." "Not anymore," Zellick said, voice low. "I won't lose another crew." On a distant colony planet called Varish 3, alien students were watching footage from the courtroom. One paused the video right at the moment Marcus threw the weapon. Another zoomed in on his face. He wasn't angry, the student said. He was in control. A third whispered, if he'd wanted to kill every alien in that room, could have. And none of them argued in the halls of the Galactic Council. Tensions were rising. Ambassadors from 6 species argued in panic. This human must be isolated. One shouted, "He is a threat to peace." "No." "Then why are your fleets pulling back?" Another asked, "Your commanders are afraid." "Just admit it." "No, we're being cautious. You're retreating because of one man." Across dozens of alien fleets, officers received new orders. Do not engage human ground forces. Avoid close combat. Observe only from a distance. Soldiers whispered in their bunks. Stories about the human who stared down the court and walked away untouched. They spoke his name, Marcus. Like he was no longer a man, but a ghost, symbol. A problem they couldn't solve. Back on Earth, deep in a secret human base. A group of soldiers watched the courtroom footage in silence. One of them, a young recruit, said he didn't even raise his voice. Another whispered, he didn't have to. A general stepped forward. "This is what we trained for," he said. "We knew they'd call us beasts." He pointed at the screen, "but now they know the beasts can think." Meanwhile, in hidden alien chambers, fear turned into something else. Panic. Military leaders scrambled to prepare new plans. Some wanted to launch strikes on Earth. Others begged for peace talks. But no one agreed on what to do, because no one could understand. What kind of enemy stands in front of power and doesn't use it? One alien commander finally said it out loud. "This is the most dangerous kind of human. The one who fights with silence." Back in the courtroom, Marcus was led to a holding cell. Not in chains. Not under guard. No one dared touch him. He sat alone on the cold bench, still quiet, waiting not for freedom, not for mercy. He was waiting for their fear to grow, waiting for them to realize the war had already changed, not with ships, not with guns, but with one moment, one question, and one man who didn't need to scream. To make the galaxy listen. By the end of that day, across dozens of alien worlds, whispers filled the air. The human didn't attack. He gave them a choice. He made them look weak. And the question, the one Marcus had asked, still echoed across every alien screen. "Then why are you afraid?" And for the first time, no one laughed. No one denied it. One answered, "Because they all knew the truth now. It terrified them more than any weapon ever could. The galaxy was shaking, not from warships or bombs, but from one man's silence. Marcus had become more than a soldier, more than a threat. He had become a message, and that message was spreading like wildfire. But not all aliens chose fear. Some chose something else. Desperation, inside a deep chamber beneath the alien council tower. 6 powerful leaders, gathered in the shadows, no media, no public, just secrets and fear. One slammed his fist on the table. "This human must be removed." Another hissed. "He didn't break under trial, didn't lose control. If we wait longer, he will rise as a symbol." A third whispered, "He already has." The room went cold. The truth was heavy. Marcus had done nothing more than speak, but even that had shattered their image of human weakness. They couldn't kill Marcus in public. That would confirm their fear. It would prove the humans right, so they planned something quieter, something darker. A secret order was passed. Operation Night Silence. Later that night, the metal halls of the alien prison glowed dim and red footsteps echoed in rhythm. 3 masked aliens moved through the shadows. Each carried a gas pod, colorless, silent, but deadly to human lungs. They reached Marcus's cell. There was no door, just a force field. One of them tapped. "Into the controls." Another whispered, "Make it look like an accident." The third stared at Marcus through the barrier and paused. Marcus was sitting on the bench, head down, eyes closed, sleeping, or so it seemed. The alien pressed the release. The force field hummed, then dropped. They stepped inside. Carefully, slowly. The pod hissed. Gas began to fill the room. Silent, invisible. Marcus didn't move, didn't cough, didn't react. One alien raised his scanner. "No movement," he whispered. Vital signs dropping. They stepped. Closer. 2 feet away. That's when they heard it. Clicked. The wall behind them cracked open. A chunk of stone fell to the floor, and from the smoke, humans stepped in, silent, armed, ready. Marcus opened his eyes. Calm, alert, awake the whole time. The aliens froze. Too late. One human agent grabbed the gas pod and threw it back through the open door. Another hit the wall control. The force field snapped back up. Now the aliens were locked inside. With Marcus, he stood up. No weapon in his hand. He didn't need one. "You should have killed me in the courtroom," Marcus said quietly, "but you were too scared to try." One alien backed into the wall. "We were just following orders," Marcus stepped closer. "Then follow this one." He leaned in, his eyes glowing in the red emergency light. "Tell your leaders that we heard every whisper, watched every plan, and waited." He paused. "Let the silence fall again now. It's your turn to feel hunted." The humans opened a side tunnel and disappeared into the shadows, leaving the 3 aliens trapped. The security cameras looped. No evidence. No alerts. The escape. Perfect. An hour later, the alien leaders received a message. No words. No demands. Just a single image. Marcus, standing in the center of the cell, looking directly into the camera, his eyes burning with promise. And behind him, on the wall, written in alien blood, "We don't need courts." Panic erupted. "Call the fleets. Lock down every human base. Find him before he disappears again." But they knew. They were too late. Marcus wasn't just alive. He was in control. He had spies inside their system. He had allies watching their every move. He was steps ahead, and they never saw it coming. Back on the ship where Marcus now hid, a human commander smiled. "He did it without firing a single shot," she said. "He made the galaxy fear us." By just standing still, Marcus stood near the window, looking out at the stars, silent again, always thinking. Because the game wasn't over. Not yet. They tried to kill him in secret. He would return in the open. The stars were quiet, but something was coming. Not a fleet, not a war. just one man. And one message. A giant alien summit had been called. Every species was present. Thousands of leaders sat in a floating arena above the gas planet Tavares. They came to declare new laws, new control over Earth, new limits on humans. But as the speaker began, a loud sound echoed. Boom. Not from outside. From inside. The center stage floor split open. Small lift rose slowly, and standing on it, alone, unarmed, was Marcus. Gasps filled the air. Weapons were drawn. Panic spread fast. The speaker screamed, "How did he get in?" A voice answered through the arena's sound system, a voice the aliens hadn't heard in days. It was Marcus, calm, steady. "Strong, you judged us like animals. You called us brutes, savages, mindless beasts." He looked at the crowd, one by one, not afraid, not rushed. "But tell me," his voice echoed louder, "if we're so simple, why do you fear us in silence?" No one spoke. Why did you send assassins in the dark? Still silence. Why do you hide behind lies? Always stood tall. In your courtroom? He walked across the stage slowly. Every eye locked on him. You claim we are dangerous. But you forget something. He stopped. We survived Earth. We survived each other. And now, we understand you better than you understand yourselves. One alien leader stood up. "You have no army here." Marcus smiled. "You're wrong." He raised one hand. Snap dozens of hidden humans stood in the crowd, undercover, disguised. Some were in security. Some were translators. Some were serving food. Now, we're standing tall, not holding weapons, but holding cameras. Its broadcast devices, every screen across the galaxy lit up. Billions were now watching. "Liv, this is not a threat," Marcus said. "This is a warning and a choice." Pointed at the camera. "At every world watching, work with us or fall behind us." Then came his final words. The ones no one would forget. "You feared our strength, but you should have. Feared our patience, because now we're not asking to join your galaxy." He stepped forward, eyes sharp, voice cold. "We're taking our place in it." He tapped a small button on his wrist. The lift platform dropped. Smoke filled the stage, and just like that, Marcus was gone. The arena was silent. Not a single alien moved across the galaxy. Worlds whispered the same thing. The humans have arrived, and back on Earth. As the sun rose across the mountains, a child asked his father, "Are we still the weak ones, Dad?" The man smiled, watching. "The stars know, son. We were never weak. We were just waiting for the right moment.